Hi everyone, this is Gayle and it's Friday, so it's time for Friday Frolics. Um, I don't know what I'm going to share with you today. I've been really busy, so I didn't prepare anything. So this is going to be just an ad lib type thing. I've been busy. It's been a busy week. I, as you know, remember, I think I told you on the last Friday Frolics that I was a little bummed because the doctor was not going to do anything about my shoulder, but it wasn't the doctor, it was the PA or the physician's assistant that said that. But I have called and made an appointment with the doctor for next week. I'm going to see him before I go. No, not next week. It's going to be the week. I go on vacation on the 11th. And they didn't have anything for this coming week, so I'm going to see the doctor the week after I come back from vacation, which is I think the ninth. No, I think it's the 20th is when I see him. And we're going to discuss fixing this shoulder because, I'm thinking, okay, maybe my shoulder feels better, is better than what I'm feeling. And the PA didn't seem concerned about the shoulder, so okay, that's fine. So I've continued my exercises like he said. Then Friday, I got tired of looking at the dog hair, and I got the vacuum cleaner out. And by the time I finished vacuuming, my shoulder was killing me. So it appears that I can do, it's really weird because I can do my exercises, even exercises over my head with weights and everything. That's fine, but let me pull and push with resistance like I did with the vacuum cleaner. And that's what evidently bothers my arm a lot. And sorry, I just clicked my computer and the picture went off. So I've got that to deal with. I'm going to see him and see what we can do to, if he can't fix it without it being a big issue, then fine, just tell me so that I can start using my left arm for things. But if he can fix it, I want it fixed. I don't think that's asking too much. But anyway, what else? We're starting a brand new month in Fun Stamper's Journey. We've got some really good promotions. It's a shame I'm not going to talk about a lot of them here, but we've got a good sale going, and I will mention this because it's mixed media. Our sale for September is 20% off some of our select mixed media items, and it includes our pan pastels. So if you've been looking to get pan pastels at a really good price, because I used those on polymer clay long before I ever started using them with paper. You know how we clayers are, and we can find all kinds of things that we can use with our clay, and that was one that we've been using for quite a while. So I've got my polymer clay pan pastels, and I have my Fun Stamper's Journey pan pastels, but they're excuse me. I'm not sleeping well. But they're sold in a set. I believe there's 7 colors in each set, and they're sold by color family. But those are all on sale, 20% off. So if you're thinking about it, this is a great time because it's a pretty big expense to put into something. But I love what they do on clay, but I really love what they do on paper. And if you're thinking about joining the journey and being part of my team, there's a really big promotion for anyone that joins Fun Stamper's Journey this month. So if you're interested, let me know. My email address is always below, so just let me know. I haven't done my tutorial for this week yet. I know what I'm going to do. I've gotten wrapped up in some gift giving things that I've got to put together, and so I haven't really worked on those, but I'm going to do that this afternoon, and it's going to be something that's really simple and yet looks really complicated. So I'm hoping you'll stay tuned for that on Monday. One of the things I did this week is I made some tags, and I don't know if you can see these. These are two different tags. This one, oops, took away the one that wasn't in front of the camera. I don't know if you can tell. There you go. You can see it's got a shimmer. It's a stamp set, a poinsettia stamp set from Fun Stamper's Journey. And then after I stamped it in the colors, then I took clear pigment ink and stamped them again, and then combined clear embossing powder with our Journey Sparkle Dust and made them sparkly. But these are just two tags. There's that one and this one. The only difference is the color of twine that I used. One of them has got the gold twine, and this one has got the red. But other than that, they're pretty much the same. But I'm thinking about making these and selling them in my Etsy shop, in sets of maybe 5. So we'll see how those turn out. And then I've really got what I really want to do, and I don't know if I've asked this before, but any of you that do any kind of crafts, May Helms, or her name is Amy, but she goes by the name of May. She is an awesome person, as well as an amazing artist and craftsperson. And she does all kinds of things. She doesn't do polymer clay, but she does, I've seen her make wreaths, but her main thing is paper. And, but she's got, I think, on Facebook, I think they've had to they're limited to 100,000 followers, and she reached that a couple years ago. So she can't add any more followers, but you can still like her page. But it's called May Made It. And May is one word. But anyway, she made this, she got a gift from one of her subscribers of a stationery box. And it's all made from paper. So that's what I was working on last night. Matter of fact, if my camera angle looks a little different, it's because instead of just setting my laptop up on a box on my computer table, I've actually got a work table laid out here. And I sat here last night and worked while I watched TV, and that was really fun. So I may leave this table up for a while because it's a lot of fun to be able to sit here and not go into the other room and take a chance on what my dogs are doing. Let's see, what else have I got to share with you? I'll share that stationery box. I've got it partially done, but I don't want to show it to you partially done because you're not going to get the effect of what it is. So I'll wait. I'll show that to you next week. But these are also things that I'm thinking about selling in my Etsy shop. And they make awesome gifts. And I think everybody in my family is going to get one for Christmas. So I don't think I have anything else. My daughter's dog, Pink, she's the one that has that breathing issue that you sometimes can hear her breathing on when I'm doing a video. She had to go to the vet. She had stopped eating, and she has esophageal paralysis, where her esophagus is actually paralyzed, and it causes her to sometimes get choked, and she'll aspirate little pieces of food or her treats or whatever. And when she does that, it creates a lung infection. And she's had a lung infection. And she's going to be 14 in October. And she's hanging in there. She's doing really well. But this is getting a little bit worse. So unfortunately, my daughter may have to be making a decision sometime in the not too distant future, which will kill all of us. Pink is the first greyhound in the family. And she's the one that started the greyhound madness. And it would be a shame to lose her. But she has been an awesome dog. So just kind of keep us in your thoughts, as far as Pink goes, that when the time comes that we make the best decision for her and not the one for us. sometimes people have a tendency to be a little selfish with their pets, and I did it with my Yorkie. I had a little Yorkie that lived to be 18 years old, and probably her last year was not a good year. She couldn't see very well. She would bump into things. She had a hard time coming up the steps to come in the house at night. We were having to go down and pick her up. And she was probably in a lot more pain than I even imagined, just because dogs handle pain differently than people. People go, oh, I hurt. And a dog doesn't. A dog just kind of learns to cope with it. And so I'm thinking maybe I probably held on to her about a year more than I should have, but I didn't want to lose her. And see, that was selfish on my part. And that's something that I don't want to do again. So just, think about us, and that's going to be a hard decision to make. Right now, she's doing okay, and as long as the antibiotics work, that'll be good. Well, my doorbell just rang. I'm hoping it's a mailman or something. Sorry about that. That was somebody at my door. It was not the mailman. I'm sorry I got interrupted. It probably was a good thing I did get interrupted. I was getting a little depressed thinking about the poor little dog. But I just wanted to thank everybody that's been supporting me lately. I get so many positive comments and great suggestions. And, you guys are just awesome. I just appreciate you so much. And I just wanted to remind everybody that I am, on a fixed income, and it's pretty difficult sometimes for me to buy the supplies for my polymer clay tutorials. Right now I'm okay, but, the holidays are coming up, so it's going to be even a tighter pinch. So if any of you want to contribute to help, to my art, I have a Patreon account that is a monthly subscription. I have a PayPal donation button, and, I also have a GoFundMe if you want to make a one-time contribution, but anything you could do would be appreciated. And it's not expected. Please don't think that I'm going to start, hounding y'all for money. It's just that time of year again, and I just worry sometimes, I'm 71 years old, and I'm just so tired of having to get a job at Christmas in order to, have any kind of Christmas. And yet that's what I usually have had to do. And last year I didn't have to do that because of the generosity of my patrons and the people that have donated. It has made it much easier, but it's that time of year again. And, it's hard. It's hard to ask anybody for anything. But I don't want to get a job mainly. Well, for one, the main reason is because the last time I was absolutely exhausted. I just could not keep up the pace. But then again, I won't have time to do my video tutorials if I'm working the hours that people want you to work part-time. So, it's either get a job and give up my tutorials or keep up my tutorials with a little bit of support from you guys. So, however you would like to support me would be more than appreciated. But don't worry if you can't do it. I know a lot of you are in the same position I am, that you live from month to month and paycheck to paycheck, and that's fine. I completely understand. And you don't even have to tell me, because I'm not asking for anybody to be accountable to me for whether or not you give. That is entirely up to you, and nobody else needs to know. So you don't need to put notes about your financial situation. If you just don't contribute, then that's fine, because I've got over 5,200 subscribers. It would be nice if each one of them just contributed $1 a month. I would be sitting pretty, but I know that's not going to happen. And but it helps a little bit. And I am going to be adding some items to my Etsy shop. I think I've told you some of them I'm going to do. I think I'm going to add some polymer clay items to my Etsy shop. So hopefully that will bring an income, although I have had those before. I've been on Etsy so many times, and never even made enough to pay for my fees. So I don't know that this is going to work, but maybe you'll find something in my Etsy shop that you might want. And that, instead that way you'll get something back for your contribution. So anyway, I am working on getting some things ready for the Etsy shop. I'm going to put some of my polymer clay things that I've made in tutorials in there. I've tried doing it as a de-stash and have not sold anything here on YouTube. So if I put them in my Etsy shop, other people might see them too. So, somebody might be interested in some of the things that I've made. And other than that, I really can't think of anything. I believe I've touched on everything I needed to touch on. Oh, except my nose. I didn't tell you about my nose. I think I did tell you that it was a basal cell carcinoma. And I had to have, I don't have an appointment to have it taken care of until November the 8th. But it's beginning to heal better. Even after a week of having the bandage on it, it still bled. So the bleeding has stopped. I have a very teeny tiny little, like a pinhole size scab that's left on it, but the rest of it is still kind of red. You can kind of see the red on my nose. But that's okay. My nose has gotten me in more trouble than that, so I'm not concerned. But I'm anxious to get that taken care of. But not until November. So anyway, I hope everyone has an awesome weekend. Have a great Friday. And I'll be back next Friday with more Friday Frolics. And I'll be back on Monday with a polymer clay tutorial for you guys. Have fun. Bye-bye.